Right. 1 December 2025, and today I'm excited to be giving you the very first stream of the very last month of the year. So we are now at the end of 2025, and it's been an amazing year, streaming every single day. Today is a very busy day, so let's go. We've got so much to cover, starting with Nelson Chamisa, who has not been seen for a very long time in public. And this week, we've started seeing video and footage of Nelson Chamisa in public. And Chamisa appeared in Mbare. So there was a funeral at Mbare where Nelson Chamisa has appeared. And he also gave a speech. So there was a funeral at the home of one of the youth activists, Ngoni Danzwa, whose mother passed away. And Chamisa arrived and gave a speech. The popularity of Chamisa is not gone. So everything that Chamisa does has got a lot of interest. So a lot of people are interested in Nelson Chamisa. And on his arrival, he was mobbed by a crowd. And then he gave a short speech. So I'm going to show you the speech that Nelson Chamisa gave right now.
Zvisisa kuti nguva inokwana zvinofana kuti zvizadzikisike asi vaine mufaro nokuti hengu mai vaenda asi tinoramba tine tariro kuti zvinhu zvinofamba zvakadii saka kwese kwamuri haiwa ivai nekunyevenuka ticheme tine tariro nokuti kufa muvairo wani hakuna anojamba dheti rindere munhu wese saka ndinokutendai muno Mbare maita enyu ndinoshamiswa uye ndinoninipiswa nemufaro wamunoratidza nguva dzose ndaona uwandu hwenyu nekuchema kudai ndaona zviso zvimwe zvambobhengenuka zvimwe zvazaruka vana mbuya vangu vanga vachinditaura zvikati ndafara chero ndiri parufu uyai panokuku saka munoona kuti vana gobha vanenge vane tariro huru dzekuti patinoenda zvinhu zvinofana kufamba zvakadii zvakanaka saka Mwari ngavakuitire zvakanaka gogo nemimose hama dzadiwa muitwe zvakanaka maita enyu Mwari akuchengetei Mwari akusimbisei.
Okay. Did you hear that? Mufundis. That is what that guy did. That is crazy. Nelson Chamisa, I like him. He's my homeboy. And ZANU-PF is going to struggle very badly against this man. There is nothing that they can do. When Nelson Chamisa appears in public, it changes and shifts everything. And I don't know how they're going to go up against Nelson Chamisa. It's going to be so difficult for people like Tagwire. Even Chiwenga is going to struggle against Nelson Chamisa because Chamisa is a very powerful speaker in public. Chamisa is also has a following that cannot be taken away. So if Chamisa is quiet, you can take away his following. But the moment he starts talking, you cannot take away the following of Nelson Chamisa. It's going to be extremely difficult for the guys in ZANU. And right now, they are shaking in ZANU-PF. They don't know what to do. Yesterday, you saw Tagwire campaigning in Masvingo. But all that is nothing. Right now, you saw Anamatuke talking about 2030 and that they are going to be there for the next 5 years. If Nelson Chamisa just appears and says he's going to contest or become a candidate in 2028, it's over for ZANU-PF. Nelson Chamisa is one person that it's clear you cannot do anything to Nelson Chamisa's supporters. So the equation is being rewritten right now as we speak. The ZANU-PF think they are done with the past. But as you heard Nelson Chamisa saying, people are looking forward. How is ZANU-PF going to deal with that? Looking forward. What are they there to give people? Except to say, Anna chairman, vanenge varimo in 5 years, Anna councillor, vanenge varipo in 5 years. What else do they have to offer? So Nelson Chamisa, a very difficult customer for these guys. ZANU-PF is in disarray after the appearance of Nelson Chamisa. So I think that is done. Let's go to other news. And today we're starting with a very critical story where this morning, this young lady, Nonkululeko Mandula, a senior journalist at SAFM, is going to be appearing in court She has been arrested for recruiting South Africans to Russia, and particularly, she has recruited 5 people in the past week. One person has managed to go into Russia, and 4 were arrested. So she's appearing in court together with 5 other people this morning at Kempton Park, and this is becoming a big problem. She's the founder of a BRICS organization, and they've been recruiting South Africans to go and fight in Russia. That's not allowed, to recruit South Africans to go and fight in a foreign country. So she's been named Nonkululeko Mandula, a person that has been traveling up and down to Russia, and today appearing in court. Let's see what happens to them. And then yesterday we had a big event, which is the South African National Day of Prayer, which was led by the Motsepe Foundation. Over 100,000 people appearing at that function, which took place at the FNB National Stadium. And then we have the acquittal of Clark and Beverly. So these were being accused of defrauding Gideon Gono. They have been acquitted. And if you know Gono, you know why he's losing his money. You know why he has lost his money. Beverly is amazing. So I already think I know what happened for Gono to lose his money. And then let's go to President Cyril Ramaphosa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has last night addressed the nation. And one of his biggest topics was the relationships with the United States of America. He says South Africa values the relationship with America, but accused President Trump of misinformation. So you can see that address which happened last night here. It was watched by a lot of people. People are expecting a lot to happen. Some people were even expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to step down, but he did not. So let me show you quickly what he said about Trump over here.
All G20 members attended all the G20 related meetings throughout the year, except for one member country. It is regrettable that the United States of America, which is a founding member of the G20 and which takes over the presidency of the G20 from South Africa in 2026, chose not to participate in the G20 Leaders Summit and the final meetings leading up to that summit. It is even more unfortunate that the reasons the United States gave for its non-participation were based on baseless and false allegations that South Africa is perpetrating genocide against Afrikaners and the confiscation of land from white people. This is blatant misinformation about our country. We were most pleased that many organizations.
Okay, I'm not going to play all of that. You can go and watch it on all the platforms. The presidents of South Africa, President Ramaphosa, has said that South Africa is going to continue to participate in G20, and said those people who are misinforming or spreading lies who are in South Africa will deal with the judiciary. So go and watch that statement. It's about 30 minutes. Last night, President Ramaphosa addressing the nation. I wish Mnangagwa would once in a while address the nation, like at least once a month, like 30 minutes talking to the nation. That would be interesting. But that is not happening this time around. Then let's go to the burial of Mwazha. So this burial has taken place. A lot of people have attended, but I think this could have been even more high profile. But anyway, that is how it is. It was done according to their traditions in their church. So that is the burial of Mwazha taking place yesterday. And then looking at soccer, Highlanders has fired their coach, Pete De Jong was fired yesterday. He was fired for poor results. Only one match won ever since he joined 4 months ago. So the contract expired on 31 December yesterday, and they did not renew it. He came back in July, and during these 4 months, he only managed to win one match, resulting in Highlanders ending the season on 11th place. And the Dynamos also ending at 13th place. However, did you know that Dynamos is owned by a person? So if you go to H Metro newspaper, you will see that the owner of Dynamos is the guy at the center there. That is Boss Marriott. So the court has concluded and agreed that the owner of Dynamos is Boss Bernard Marriott, who currently holds 51% of Dynamos, with the remaining 49% divided among other board members and individuals. So for Dynamos to get where it is right now, this is because Boss Marriott has hired the coach who did so well. So if you guys didn't know, the Dynamos is now owned by a private company called Dynamos Private Limited. So that is the company that owns Dynamos, and the man at the center is the owner of Dynamos, Boss Marriott. That is confirmed. You can go and read the H Metro newspaper. I was also not aware. So informing me, H Metro, good job. And then Airbus 320 has caused so much disruption because of a recall. So as we speak right now, there is massive disruption of flights in Asia and Europe because an Airbus flight plunged from the sky due to a software issue. And it was traced. Most of the aeroplanes have been updated. The software has been updated. However, there are certain aeroplanes which are older, which need a replacement of a part. And this has resulted in aeroplanes, Airbus A320, not being able to fly. So there is massive disruption of flights, mostly in Europe and Asia, but in the United States and other areas where the airplanes are new, this has already been addressed. So you can go and check it out. And other stories that are following, which are not yet closed, is Zikomborero here, Makedenge. What is going to happen to Zikomborero after what she did in Glenview? Mate is still not been found. And then we've got Angeline Tatenda Kaka, who is appearing in court. We are also awaiting the announcement by Ziambi on the next step, which is going to be taken. He was supposed to announce last week on ED 2030, but he did not announce. So in terms of our court case, we are currently looking for funding. So that is where we are. We're looking for funding, and that will allow us to go to court and challenge ED 2030. Right, now let's go to the newspapers. We're going to quickly go to the newspapers, and I'm going to start with the Herald newspaper of Zimbabwe. So Herald is the biggest newspaper in Zimbabwe, biggest by circulation and also by advertising, probably the flagship of Zim papers. So let's look at that and see what they're saying over there. So very quickly, we have International and Global AIDS Day. So today is Global AIDS Day, and this day is celebrated in Zimbabwe because of the big improvement that Zimbabwe has done. Zimbabwe is one of the best in terms of managing HIV. So let's start with the title. The Herald, the country's biggest daily newspaper, has reached a significant milestone after winning the Super Brand of the Year award again at the 2025 Super Brand Award held at Rainbow Towers in Harare. So that is what I was saying, that they're doing very well. They're probably the biggest newspaper. And all they need to do now is to fix the balance. So they need to balance. That is very important. And then we see that Ziambi has welcomed Darren Tang, the director of the World Intellectual Property Organization. This is very important because intellectual property is very important. So he's currently in Zimbabwe. The story I gave you of Geo Pomona is over here. And then let's see if there's anything else here. Government pushes innovation to accelerate Vision 2030, and thousands bid farewell to Mutumwa Mwazha. So that is what happened here. So remember, it's Mutumwa, not Mudzidzisi. Mutumwa is the messenger. Mudzidzisi is the teacher. So I think Wimbo was Mudzidzisi, and Mutumwa is Mwazha. There's only one Mutumwa. And then President's economic policies create new game changers. Scott Sakpanya, Chivayo, and Tagwere. So Herald is totally lost. I can assure you, without a doubt, that this crew, Tagwere, Scott, and Wikino, they can never clean the image. So it's not possible. So watch what I'm saying right now. These three guys cannot clean the image. It's not possible in Zimbabwe. You're going to see that as we move forward, it's going to be very difficult for them to be what you call game changers. Their only claim to where they are right now is Mnangagwa. If Mnangagwa is not there, these guys are finished. They cannot do anything. So that is Tagwere, Scott, and Wikino. They can only survive in an environment where Mnangagwa is present. So if Mnangagwa is gone, they are gone. So the day Mnangagwa is gone, they are gone. They have to find another way, especially Tagwere. Tagwere cannot win without Mnangagwa. He needs Mnangagwa. And Mnangagwa is basically Tagwere. That is how it is. Without Mnangagwa, Tagwere is finished. And then Zim poised for stellar 2-year growth cycle. So go and look at this newspaper. Well done. And then Warriors begin AFCON preps. So they are going to be in Morocco. And they'll assemble today. We'll be following this very closely. The Herald is covering all the stories to do with soccer. And ZBC is also broadcasting the matches. So doing very well. Zimbabwe national team have got a new coach. And I wish them well. Then let's go to the Chronicle of Zimbabwe. Chronicle Zimbabwe. Right, what is in the Chronicle Zimbabwe? Chronicle. I can't spell. Okay, let's look at what is in the Chronicle Zimbabwe. We've got a picture right there at the front. And who is at the front? At the front, we've got Mnangagwa, as usual. So that is Mnangagwa here with Douglas Mombeshora, who is the Minister of Health, and Mr. Chief Executive Officer of the National AIDS Council, Mr. Bernard Madzima. So you can see them standing over here. Zimbabwe is one of the best places to manage HIV. So if you've got HIV in Zimbabwe, you are probably in the best country. However, what is going to happen in the next 2 months is going to be game changing. So there's a new injection that is coming called lenacapavir. That injection used to cost $20,000 per injection. They have now created an agreement or some sort of structure where you can get that injection for free. And that is going to be available in Zimbabwe starting around February, in South Africa around July. You get that injection once every 6 months and you won't be able to get HIV. It's 100% effective and it's called LEN. It is expected that by 2029, HIV infections will be down to 2% because of LEN. So rich people have had access to this drug for a very, very long time. But only now are normal and ordinary people getting this drug. So in 2 months, 3 months, HIV infections for those people who manage their own condition, who prepare and protect themselves, won't be available. So what you need to do is you must make sure that when that drug comes, you go to your local or nearest public health facility and get the injection. Then you'll be 100% protected from HIV. So there's no reason why anyone should get HIV given that LEN will be available. Then let's see if there's anything else in this newspaper that I want to cover. Let's quickly look at, there's a headmaster who passed away and they didn't name him. So I just want to see what is the name of that headmaster. I remember yesterday they did not name him. So I'm quickly looking here. Okay, it seems like it's not at the front, but let me look at this public notice. There's a public notice, temporary road closure near Ngundu. So on Monday, 1 December, there will be a closure of the roads. Mashingo Bedbridge Road is currently being widened, and there will be a closure by Bitumen Roads at the 90-kilometer peg to the 106-kilometer peg. So if you are driving on that road between 12 and 1 today, make sure that you don't get surprised if you are delayed for an hour. So the road will be totally closed today. Go check that out. For the guys who are driving, I know most of you guys are watching us from the bus. Go and check out that the fact that this road is closed is very important. It's so annoying when the road is closed. Then Teenage Hadebe is not joining Scotland. He's doing very well in the United States. And then, as I said, the new coach of the Warriors here, looking very good. He's preparing Mario Marinika, Triple M. That is the new coach of the Warriors. And then what newspaper did I look at here? I've looked at Business Day. So in Business Day, there's a massive development today. So in South Africa, there is a new law for banks. So let me just quickly put myself here on the screen so that you can see me. So there are certain activities that non-banks were not allowed to do. For example, creating electronic money and so forth. There is a new exemption that has been announced by the Reserve Bank of South Africa. So non-banks will now be allowed to do electronic money, money remittance, clearing and settlement, and they will no longer need to have a bank status to do that. So it's a new announcement that has been made by the Reserve Bank of South Africa. And then the South African Revenue Service is going to court. They have been allowed to go to court and claim money from Suspend Bank after Suspend Bank allowed their clients to carry out illegal transactions and put that money out of South Africa. So you remember that this is connected to Zimbabweans through the gold mafia. So that transaction, SARS wanted to take money from Suspend Bank because Suspend Bank allowed money to move without following the processes. And Suspend won a court order which says that it is not their fault for money to be moved that way. They don't have to protect SARS interests. However, SARS was allowed to go to court to challenge that decision, which means that there's a possibility that in South Africa in future, if a bank allows a client to move money illegally, then the banks become illegal, liable. They become liable. So that is a new court case starting today. That is Suspend saying that they did not do it. It is an employee who is resigned. So if you watch Gold Mafia, you see that Suspend Bank is named. And now that court, that case is in court. Very interesting. Zimbabwe making a big impact here in South Africa regarding illegal activities. All right, I think we've covered most of the stuff I wanted to cover. Let's go to our people. So we're going to quickly go to the people that we follow on a daily basis. And I'm just trying to find where I am right now because I've got so many windows open. So let's go to Facebook and we're going to start with Minnie. Minnie is a national treasure. She is one of the most followed people in Zimbabwe. Everything that she does is followed. So let's see what she said today. So finally, she got the car. At last, we made it right. So congratulations, Miss Universe Zimbabwe. That is Brooke Brack Jackson. I think she had not received the car. So let me see what happened here. I think there's a miss. So Miss Universe 2023 only got a car now. That is crazy. If Minnie was not there, she was not going to get a car. So I guess that someone had promised the car and they only gave her the car this year. That is crazy. So go check it out on Minnie's page. She's doing very well regarding all these beauty pageants. And obviously the car is a Mercedes-Benz. Myself, I don't drive Mercedes-Benz. I drive Toyota. So every time you see me, I'm going to be in a Toyota. Then let's look at Madam Boss. How was she yesterday? Stepping into a new week with a purpose. So they treated me so well tonight. And as we wrap up the year, here is your reminder. So I don't know if she's in Zimbabwe or she's in Sydney still. I'm so confused because I saw her saying here, Kurise kwa muri, ndichangosvika ku HICC. So this is very confusing to me. I don't know if she's still in Sydney or she's now in Zimbabwe. That is Madam Boss confusing me very badly. And then let's look at President Hakainde Hichilema over here, the most followed president in this region. As we move into the festive season, we wish blessings upon all Christians. And then President Duma Boko over here. Let's see what he's saying. One of the most slowest pages to load because it's got so much images. So let's see what he's saying. Official launch of nano-fertilizers, same thing he hasn't posted yesterday. And then let's go to X. Let's see what Chamisa is saying, our homeboy. Chamisa, from his village to my village. If I leave at 6 a.m., by 8, we'll be eating breakfast together. So let's start with Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is now one of the top people that feature on my timeline. So His Excellency President E.D. Mnangagwa praises the nation for surpassing the UN AIDS global targets of 95 to to end the AIDS pandemic. You can go and watch this on Mnangagwa's page. And then let's go to Chamisa. So where's Chamisa? There is my homeboy Chamisa. What is he saying about his visit to Mbare? Nothing. He didn't say anything. And then obviously he talked about the Mbare visit here. I am in Mbare to pay condolences to the Danzwa family for the loss of our beloved mother. I remain deeply touched by the love of citizens of Zimbabwe. Chamisa is loved. Guys, this one is a fact. When Chamisa appears, it's like a tsunami. It stops everything. So everything has stopped. ED 2030 has stopped. All the other political parties have stopped. Anyone else have stopped. It's so crazy. Nelson Chamisa, you cannot take away the popularity of Chamisa. It's not possible in Zimbabwe. And this is going to be a big challenge for the ZANU-PF guys. What are they going to do? What is Tagwire going to do? What is Chiwenga going to do? What is everyone else going to do? Because Chamisa is so popular. Even if he goes away for months, when he comes back, it's like he was there before. Then let's go to First Lady of Zimbabwe. She hasn't posted. Let me click here just to see if she's posted. But it appears to me that she has not posted since the 29th when she did this post on traditional foods. So let me show you what I'm planning. So yesterday I got a lot of calls. Most of you were saying, Gambakwe, how do you get munga or brown pap sadza, re munga? I don't eat white sadza. Never, ever. I've never eaten white sadza. I eat sadza once a week on a Saturday. Then during the week, I only eat normal stuff. So what we're going to do this week, in South Africa only, if you buy one packet of Mbare, I'm going to send you a packet of munga so that you don't eat white pap. So that is in South Africa only. That is our new special. If you buy one packet of Mbare, I'll send you a packet of munga. So you don't need a lot. When I buy a 2 kg, it lasts me a month. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you probably 1 kg. So that is the guys in South Africa. WhatsApp me there, buy your packet, and we'll send you 1 packet of munga. If you buy a packet of Mbare. Then let's go to other things. I just got sidetracked over there. Who did I leave? I left one of the most popular people that is loved also. That is Sanyatwe. Sanyatwe is loved by a lot of people. He was at a stadium opening. So Wikinoch Virus opened a stadium and he was there. So let me see if he posted about it. I didn't see him posting about that stadium. So let me see where the stadium is. So Wikinoch Stadium. Right, there is a new stadium that has been sponsored by Chivayo. And I saw, yeah, so there it is. So you can see that Chivayo here. Okay, so Wikinoch Chivayo has sponsored the stadium, Garwe Stadium, and as I was saying, let me just recap here my point, which I was making. Wikinoch, Tagwire, Scott, they are trying to get into politics and connect to the people, but somehow they are not managing to get the opposition supporters. So that is the biggest weakness. Tagwire cannot connect with the opposition. Wikinoch cannot connect to the opposition. And similarly, Scott cannot connect to the opposition. That is the biggest challenge. And someone who knows strategy, they know what I'm talking about here, beyond the politics. If you want to win in Zimbabwe, you must be loved by people in ZANU and people in the opposition. That is how Nelson Chamisa was able to get votes more than the MPs of ZANU-PF. So more people voted for MPs in ZANU-PF than voted for Mnangagwa. So if Tagwire is going to win an election, more people in the opposition must vote for Tagwire than people that vote for the party or the MPs, because that's how you win an election. It's going to be very difficult for him because Nelson Chamisa is so popular. So the only way they can do it is to take out people, take out Chamisa, take out Chiwenga, take out those two people. That's the only way that they can win an election, because then they will have their votes from inside of ZANU-PF. Hence, you see the push for ED 2030. They cannot win without Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is the only reason why they are popular and the only reason why they have a following. Otherwise, they are no one. So Taguri is no one. Taguri hapo. He is on ZANU-PF payroll. Who is on ZANU-PF payroll? Pasinae. Watching from Zimbabwe, Gopwe, Nembudzia. Okay, let me just clarify that statement. There's nothing wrong with being a ZANU-PF member. It's okay. It's totally okay. Don't be that person who say, yeah, ZANU, it's okay. Vote for the one you like, but don't stop others. You said it's outside the country, and you say, I fixed it already. I told you, I'm the first person to show you this picture last week. I talked to Dara B, and he told me that Chamisa is in Zimbabwe. I'm the only person who has published this last week. So I never said Chamisa is overseas. All I said to you is that Chamisa was said to be overseas. I'm not the one who said it. I don't know the movements of Nelson Chamisa. However, Chamisa's office and mine, very close to each other in Harare. And then I want to end with a very sad story. This is the story of my brother, Jethro. You see that we published and shared that story. I did that on purpose. And let me show you what I'm talking about before I leave. So Jethro is very close to me. When he started his career as a private, so he used to work for Guti, Kudara. So before he started launching his career, he came to me and says, Gambakwe, I want to become or to go on social media. And I said to him, okay, let me help you. So we did a lot of stories together. I walked around with him in Johannesburg. You are aware that we're covering Apostle Talent Chiwenga together. When Apostle Talent Chiwenga had accidents, we would cover it every day together. We would drive around together, and we went to, during the xenophobic attacks, I walked around with the Jethro all over the place. So last week, Jethro has produced a video about what happened when he went to Zimbabwe. He moved with his family, and I know his family very well. I know his wife, I know him, his ex-wife. I know when his child passed away, I was one of the people that buried the child. So I'm very sad to see, and I did not know that this had happened, the breakup of his family. So you can go and check out what he says. But to me, this is a very personal story because these are very close people to me. And it's so sad. I'm so sad to see that it's a very, very close and personal story to me. I like it when people stay together, but this is so sad. But go and look at the reasons that is given. Moving to Zimbabwe is extremely challenging. The conditions in Zimbabwe are so difficult. And many people that have moved either to or from Zimbabwe have had their families affected. So sad to see this, but go and watch out as Jethro speaks about the divorce that has happened in his family. So very sad. And then let's see another comment. Hilary Ata Mataroka Iti and Richardi. My favorite channel, watching from the yes. So guys, I would like to thank all of you for watching and for your support. Continue to buy Mbare. That is how I managed to drive up and down and also fly up and down. And as I said, we are moving towards a big project, which is the construction of the cancer hospital. We're going to be starting a process on the cancer hospital. I'm hoping that within the next month, everything will be in place so that we'll start fundraising for the cancer hospital. We want to create a cancer hospital which can house between 30 or 50, up to 50 people of our most prominent people. We don't want our people going to India. But as it stands right now, we're trying to look at guys in India so that we see how we can get more information. And I'll give you guys updates by Friday. But we're certainly going to be creating a cancer hospital with all the equipment and a teaching hospital. So that is my goal. You know that I am very close and very interested in health. So I want all of you to be healthy. So this month is going to be a very important month as we fundraise for that hospital. And I hope that by the end of the year, 2026, we'll start putting the first brick on the ground. So that is exciting and amazing. And I'll see you guys later on around midday. If you don't see me, it means there's nothing. But if you see me, it means there's something. We're trying to obviously slow down a little bit at the end of the year. I've been working very hard. And they got to a point where I almost overworked myself. So there was one day when I didn't sleep at all, like 24 hours. I was flying, I was coming back. And then as I came back, I was looking at myself in the mirror and I saw I hadn't slept for 48 hours. And it was terrible. Then let's go to Chimama. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot this. Chimama has been buried. So a burial has taken place of Chimama. If you go to Kila Zivu, you'll see that a burial has taken place of Chimama over here. So sad to see that there were very few people here. But I could not go there because I don't know the family. And that is what has happened. The burial of Chimama has taken place somewhere. This appears to be Johannesburg. And it always pains me when I see people being buried in Johannesburg. I want all of you guys to be buried at home with Zimbabwe. All right. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. And a good day to you all.